Beautiful day, Patriots. How are you? Today is day 14 of the 88 step program where we take our notebook and have our goals written down so that we can keep our minds focused on our goals and what we're doing throughout our day, week, month, and life instead of just being a pinball machine and having the news, media, government, friends, just all kinds of different other things keeping us from realizing who we are and what our goals are and achieving those goals. Correct? If we're constantly following others, how can we know ourself? Does that make sense? If you want to know who you are, you must focus on yourself. Otherwise, you're asking others' opinion of what you should be doing. This is why we have a notebook with our goals so that we can write down daily what's going on in our lives so that we keep our minds focused on what is happening. Okay? Now, in the world right now, which is March 2021, there's a lot of world events that are happening that have never been done before in the world. The whole world is talking, thinking about the same thing. We're all being forced, for our best interest or not, irrelevant, but we're all being forced to wear masks right now around the whole world. Around the whole world. And what's kind of ironic around the world is that people have always wanted to segregate themselves away from those people. And an easy way to show that, where everybody could kind of relate to that, is with money. People that have lots of money, not all, but some or most, or whatever the case may be, would not want to associate themselves with people that have no money. Right? The people that are rich and have money dress a certain way, live a certain lifestyle, and hang out in a certain place where people with no money could afford. Okay? I mean, it's just, I'm not trying to do anything other than just state a fact of separation of people. Now, there's been a lot of people in history, you can read many stories, that have had lots of money and then lost it and had to change lifestyles. Some adapted and some didn't. Well, right now in the world, everybody is being forced to dress the exact same way. We all have to put a face covering over our face, correct? The whole world. The whole world. We all have to dress the same way. There's certain religions that are like that too, where they force their people to wear a certain outfit or a certain undergarment or whatnot. Yes? There's been governments that have forced citizens to wear certain garments because of their religion, their creed, their color. Correct? We're all being put into the exact same boat right now. We're all being forced to dress the exact same. Right now, in the world history of 2021, I would imagine that it's extremely, extremely important for you as an individual to know who you are. Who are you? What do you do every single day? On a repetitive, on a uncontrollable addiction. What do you do every single day that you're not aware of? What type of thoughts do you have in your head every single day that you want or don't want? If that makes sense. Like, what do you mean? What thoughts that you don't want? Well, like playing the victim. When a person plays the victim of what happened yesterday, these are thoughts that they don't want. Just rehash and rehash it. I'm a big victim of being a victim, let's say. I rehash things in my mind constantly, trying to get yesterday to people understand what I was trying to say. But as doing these type of things, I realize that sometimes there are situations in life that people will not be able to hear what I say, regardless of what I do or say. They're just going to have their own interpretation of it, okay? So playing the victim is a thought process that we don't want to have on a daily basis that consumes our time. I'm using me as an example so that you can learn from these type of things. So it's very important for me to keep my mind and body active with goals so that I don't sit there and stay in a victim role. Now again, let's go back to over here. We're all being forced to look the exact same. You can see there's certain people that will go out and buy just regular masks, and there's people like myself that will just wear a t-shirt. I'm not going to pay money for a mask. Okay? And then there's others that will go out there and buy literally rhinestone, or I'm sure there's even more expensive than rhinestone masks out there right now that you can purchase to look different than everybody else, to be able to make sure that you separate yourself. The thing is that we're not separate. This kind of shows and proves that we're all humans, and there's something here that wants you, me, and the world to think a certain way. Is the world and the governments and the whole world, the power structure, the money structure, the government structure, the media structure, the media, social media structure, our large corporate businesses, are they all on the same page to save you? Are they all working on the exact same agenda of your health so that the world can be a better place? When did that shift happen? When did the shift of governments and power structures caring for its people? Show me in history where that has happened in the past. So why do we as a society think that all of a sudden this mask and this agenda, real or not? I believe that there's a virus sickness going around the world, absolutely going around the world. Always has and always will be. It just depends on different levels of, illnesses, severity of the disease. Right now, we're at a very high peak in the world's history. So now with all this confusion and all this kind of mayhem that's going around the world, and when you think logically, again, how did all the worlds that fight against you, we're still at war with everywhere. Right now in the Middle East is again a tinderbox. It's completely on fire. But each one of those countries was wearing a mask. How did the whole world agree on an agenda? This is why it's so important to do things like this. Have yourself a daily notebook and have your mind active in itself so that you are not being played by a bunch of other things going around the world. Take care of yourself, take care of your mind so that you can be a strong rock. All glory to Jesus. We'll see you tomorrow on day 15.